Today I want to talk about why now is the time to double down on your faith. More than ever, today is the day. There's no point in waiting or delaying or procrastinating, repenting, or choosing to follow God. Now is the time. Now is the time to put aside all your fears or doubts and to just turn your life over completely without reservation to God, because things are getting dicey. Things are getting hairy out there, and it's very hard to turn on the news and not feel the doom and gloom narrative that is being put into our lives every day. And it is real. I mean, the doom and gloom is real. I'm not saying that it's like fake. And that's precisely why you need God in your life. We need to turn everything we have over to Him, put our trust in Him, because God is omnipotent, God is omnipresent, He is omniscient, and He's omniloving, which I don't think that fourth one is a real word, but I don't want to get into like each and every one of those. But the omniscience of God, the all-knowing feature that He possesses, is something that we mere mortals can't even begin to understand. But it's because of that very fact that we can put our trust in Him completely. If He wasn't omniscient, if He didn't know everything, you couldn't have faith in somebody who doesn't know the end from the beginning, who doesn't know what's going to happen, who hasn't prophesied through his prophets, these end times. But because of that, you can rely on Him. We're told in the scriptures not to put your trust in the arm of flesh. And I think any human being who's ever lived, who's trusted someone with something, has learned humans will fail you. Humans will let you down. Your ability to trust is going to get shattered and broken time and time again. And that doesn't mean you shouldn't ever trust humans. You need trust in specific relationships that you'll have throughout your life. And that's important, but God is the ultimate being of trust. If there's anybody you could ever trust, it's God. Everything that we go through is for our good. And so now is just the time to fully do that. I think so many of us dip our toes in the water. And I think people have seen this video recently of Gideon, however you say his name, turning his life to Christ. I think that video is at over 1 million views by now. And he's somebody who, he says that I'm tired of just sticking my toe in. It's time to just fully do it. And the comments are awesome. And it's just sweet. He recognizes it's time. No more, half-heartedly believing in God. No more just professing a belief with my mouth. It's time to show God that I'm one of His disciples. And it's awesome. That's what more people need to do. It's becoming harder and harder to feel peace in the world. And because of that, I think peace is not something you're going to go and achieve outside of yourself. It's all within the heart. And the fastest, most certain way to obtain peace is by having a relationship with God. By getting to know Him, getting to know Jesus Christ, you can have peace that just fills you. And I know in my life, I can speak from the experiences I've had, that recently, this 2023, this year has been the rockiest, hardest year of my life by far. And right now, in this same year where I've gone through the worst things I could have ever imagined for myself, right now I have the most peace I've ever had. So the lowest lows have been combated with the highest highs I've ever had, the highest feelings of internal peace and well-being. And despite some external situations in my life not going the way I wanted or the way I envisioned, it doesn't matter, because I've been able to get to this place in my life where I have peace inside. And it's taken me too long to do that. But what it took was completely letting go of my life and giving it to God. And that's the moment when the peace truly started. And I just think in the world right now, like being idle, being passive with anything is cool. It's being rewarded, being one foot in, one foot out. And people who do follow God, the judgment is real. It's heavy. And it's not going to be easy. You know, it's never ever been said that following God would be easy or that your problems are going to go away. But it gives you a new outlook on life where everything you go through can turn into something positive. And without like an eternal view of life and like your soul being more than just a temporary thing, I don't know how you wouldn't have, you know, fear and doubts about everything. How would you ever have peace knowing this is it, this is the end, none of this matters? I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand that. But what I will say is that we've been told about these times. For thousands of years, we've had scriptures talking about right now, telling us how crazy it's going to get, how bad it's going to get. And it's just so important that we recognize that and do the things we need to do to make the changes to have that peace inside, to feel okay, to not have fears. And the scripture I want to read today is Revelation 3:15-16. It says, I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. Here we're told by God, he's saying, if you're not cold, you're not hot. If you're not for him or against him, if you're just kind of in the middle, if you're kind of one of those who's like, yeah, I'm going to say I believe, that way I'll be safe, but I'm not going to do anything to show that belief. If you just give lip service to God, he doesn't want that. He wants you to pick a side. There is no such thing as middle ground with the gospel of Jesus Christ. It doesn't exist. You're either with him or you're against him. You can't be 50-50. You can't be a neutral. You are one or the other. It's black and white when it comes to following God. And if there's anything in the world that I'd be comfortable saying to put all your eggs in this basket, it's the gospel. This is the only thing where you do put all your eggs in the basket of the gospel, because it won't fail you. It won't get easier. It won't, alleviate every problem you're ever going to go through in your future, but it gives you the power of God in your life to turn those issues into positives, to turn any bad into good, to turn any thorns into roses, whatever. And it's because of Jesus Christ, because of his suffering and his sacrifice for us, that gives us that ability to do it. And so that's what I want to share today. Now is the time. Right now is the time. Double down on your faith. Promise you it will make life better, because the alternative is not good. And if you've ever lived the alternative, you have firsthand experience that it's much, much more difficult to go through life alone without God's help in your life. Thank you for listening. Peace.